Hello internet, good morning. This is day 2 on the site. So last night we managed to put this window for the spare bedroom, so it all happens in the night, so we couldn't manage to record much about, since what I said last night, it was just gonna be the same repeat of what we were just busy doing. So this morning we are going to focus on putting the kitchen window. It's gonna be the folding one. So we're going to focus on putting the kitchen window on the fold. It's gonna be the fold one, and we're going to focus also of assembling the dining door. So we're going to focus upon assembling the dining door. At the same time, also we are going to fit today the bedroom door. Sorry, the light is a little bit down, but I'll try to lighten up as much as I can. So we're going to fit up the bedroom door, which is that one, and we're going to fit up the sitting door, and at the same time we are going to put on the kitchen window. So, and also last night we managed to fix the toilet window. We managed to fit the toilet window. So last night it comes out like this. So this space which they leave between these bricks, they said we're going to put the sills between. So I think there's gonna be a layer of brick, then a sill between, a layer of brick, a sill between. I don't know that is the same procedure. Leave a comment below for some people which knows much better about this fitting of the aluminium windows. And yesterday when we arrived, there were these trays which we digged out from this part. So we dig trees from this part. There were a lot of trees which was having a bigger root, so we're afraid that these trees are going to be affecting the foundation of our house. So we dig them out. They call it Mukina tree in Shona. I don't know in English what is the name of in English. So this is the roots which we managed to dig down, to dig out. We removed them. So there was a pit which left from this part. So yesterday we covered the pit. We pushed back the sand which we removed from it. So we pushed back the sand which we removed from it, and it looks much better now. I think we'll have to pull these stumps, the cold stumps. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think the cold stumps. One way or another. Stumps. I think it's the cold stumps. Yeah. So we're gonna pull it at the backyard there. We're gonna use for the firewood. Like in the village, you just have to use everything which you have. It's gonna be interesting. So we'll be braaiing, we will be cooking anything we want which needs fires, though we have got some gas with us, but we're gonna use it for anything. This tree called a harbros tree. They're nice red, they're nice black. So there was a well which was giving us some stress, hectic, end up becoming expensive. We thought we were gonna catch up some water, but this is the well which was dug. It's about 8.2 meters down from the sand. That's the reason why it's empty. It's because the sand was falling down in this well. Let me just remove them. So then we've got this well. So there's just a little bit of water. The water started building up now because we're having 2 rains in these days. So I think the water table now is started going up. So we're going to have a much higher table of water coming up now. So you see this benefit of the village. We have this harbros, and let's remove the harbros. So this is what we call the herb rose. We grown up eating this fruit. It gets nice black, then it gets nice sweet. The more it gets more black, the more it gets sweet. So please, when you come across a herb rose tree, how to plant this tree? You just take a branch, you chop it like this branch, you just cut it a piece up to here. Even especially where these small branches are, to be more beautiful, because these small branches, when you dig them under the ground, they will start coming out of the part which is not on the ground. So we told that when you're planting this tree, sorry, this is not my blood, this is the color for the herb rose. That's how it's, so that's the color for it. So they said when you're planting it, you plant it sliding, not horizontal, but just a little bit 45 degrees getting in the ground, so that when these branches are coming out, they're coming out straight. Yeah. So we've got this mukina tree, and this is now it's getting nice dry because the rain also is coming out, and this is the view of the side of the house. We've got this window. It's coming out very, very, very nice. I'm very, very happy. You know, when you pump out money on something and you need your thing to be done the way you want, and it's coming out the way you want, I'm quite much happy about. And you know, when you're shipping these things from town and going our ridged road, I think if you watch the previous videos, we show how our bad our road is. You have to be careful when you're driving that road, especially with the glasses, and especially with these expensive glasses of this much, and you know. That's what we called off-grid modern life. That's what we called off-grid modern life. You know, you live off-grid. It's so quiet. It's just only us making noise with our generator, but the area is very, very quiet. So yeah, we've got a mango tree there. Yeah, we've got a mango tree. They were bent, so they're just recovering now, and the place also started getting bushy. Yeah. So keep you updated. Thank you very much.